What's up everybody and welcome to the IF54 by Skibidi. So this is a mod author that kind of went and took a break from modding after creating a bunch of weapon mods and then is now coming back and kind of redoing all of his weapon mods. So if this seems like a weapon that you may have heard of before or sounds familiar in some way, shape, or form, it was actually released at one point in time, but this is basically a total kind of remodeling and just redoing of the weapon itself. So something I've been finding with all of Skibidi's new mods is they are extremely high quality. So as you can see here, I'm actually using one of kind of the textured versions of this gun, and it does look extremely good and extremely sharp. I definitely like the look and feel of this gun. Basically what it's meant to be is kind of a very modular assault rifle, I guess is the best way to describe it, but you could really make this into a sniper, into a fully automatic LMG, or kind of more of a submachine gun if you really want to go any of those routes. So here I do have three different versions of this gun. This is going to be a 308 version. This is going to be the version I was using initially. This is a 5mm version, but I have ammo mod installed, so it's actually using a different ammo. And then third, this is actually going to be a unique version of the weapon that you could find on some of the different enemies in the game, and this is going to actually be a 50 caliber version as I go into workshop mode of the weapon. So this actually, each of these have custom sounds. So let's take a listen right now. So as you may or may not be able to tell, the sound effects are definitely not my favorite part of the gun. Although I do like the kind of addition of custom sounds. I think that's a nice touch on all weapon mods. I feel like there is just some better implementations than this one. They don't sound super sharp. They kind of sound echoey and from like they're far away. And again, it's just I think an area for improvement in the future. But on the flip side, looking at all these guns, especially the wooden one there, this one, it just looks so good in your hand, does it not? Like, I just think running around with this thing, it just does look very sharp, and I just really like the look of all three of these variants. And let's see if we can't kill some of these guys over here. And definitely I feel like that's the recoil pretty on par with, well, I don't know what it'd be like in real life, but it feels like there's a substantial amount of recoil, which I do really like. And did I get him there? Yeah, I think so. My aim's not good, in case you can't tell. We're playing a game with auto aim with VATS. But yeah, again, all three of these look very cool. So now let's get up to the real highlight of a lot of this guy's mods, and that is going to be the weapon modifications. So now in the weapon workbench, we could see some of the different modification options. And first, let me kind of preface this by saying this is a technically totally standalone version of this gun. So that being the Beowulf version, you're going to be able to craft this, or you can do anything, or I'm sorry, you can find it on some higher level enemies. But basically the only difference is going to be this one actually, well, is going to have these options here with the 50 cal damage. Otherwise, everything else down here will be exactly the same as this one. Obviously, this one only has 5mm and 308 rounds. So first and foremost, let's jump right into this. We do have a ton of different receivers, and actually something I would recommend to Skibidi in the future is actually taking out the 5mm receiver or the 5mm or 308 out of this. I know a lot of other mod authors do this, and I think it could be a very good aspect of this mod. And basically what I mean by that is maybe adding in a separate category for 308 or 5mm, and then just having all these receivers in here. I just think it would make things a little bit cleaner and easier to navigate. Regardless, again, pretty much all going to be standard receivers. There's nothing super standing or super different in here. The 308s do have a few more options, and as you can see, some of these are actually going to start packing a seriously powerful punch. And we have some regular, some automatic ones right here, and obviously the 308 is going to do a bit more damage. Well, I guess not obviously, but it's going to do a bit more damage on some of the receivers than this one right here. So as you can see, the 5mm, oh wait, that was the wrong one. 5mm advanced receiver is going to do 170, and then this one will do 184, so about 14 damage more. And I think this is the way you're going to want to go if you want to actually do a sniper right here, what you can do. So as you can see here, we have a few different barrels as well, and you have a CQC barrel, you have an assault barrel, you have an extended barrel, a heavy barrel, which this one is actually going to kind of give you these stats right here, which is one thing I do really love about this mod author. I talked about this many times, but again, I'm going to continue to talk about it. Giving the explicit stat changes is awesome, and I think you could, I just think other mod authors should start doing this. So as you can see, the heavy barrel is going to really reduce your spread right there and all that. And then, of course, finally, the sniper barrel, which is going to really boost your range to 551, which is insane comparatively some of these other ones. And so let's make this one into a bit of a sniper. So then we also do have a few different stocks. So we have, I love this, the folding stock. I love the look of these, especially on these kind of assault rifle style weapons. I think they look extremely cool. We have the wood stock, which I was using before, the assault stock, which is going to kind of look like a more traditional, something you'd see on an M4 or something like that in real life, or an AR-15. Then we do have a recoil compensating stock, and finally an advanced stock. So again, you could see what all these are going to do, which again is very nice. So this is 80% or minus 85% recoil. I think that might be the best one. 40%, and this one 50% sighted recoil, 75% sighted accuracy, or maybe it's this one, I don't know. One of these two would probably be the best one, but again, it's nice to see some of those stocks having trade-offs. There's not one clear cut, all right, this is the best one, I want to install this one. I really like that kind of addition. So we do have some different magazines. You have box mags, medium, and all these are quick eject, and yeah, so there's basically a regular, a medium, a large, a drum, and then a box. So all these are going to, again, give you different rounds. So 20, 22, etc., etc. And then they all have quick eject variants right there. So for a sniper, I guess I'll use a medium quick eject mag. We don't need a very big magazine on this thing. So then we do have some sights. So you're going to have kind of your standard options. So just standard iron sights, then some glow sights, a sight ring, which is a little bit different. It's going to add in, basically, you can kind of see what it adds in, that little ring on the top there. Some different mods do this, not super common though. Then a glow sight ring. Then we do have some of the different reflex sights. Then we do have the see-through combat scopes, which I love this addition. I think all mods should have this installed in some way, shape, or form. And I'm very happy to see this one does. And then you just have the normal, ugly, we don't want to touch those scopes from Vanilla Fallout 4, which I hate those with a passion, so I'm not going to use any of them. Then of course we do have pretty much just your standard kind of I don't know, modifications here. So you have muzzle brake. Heavy muzzle brake is kind of the only thing standing out here. So as you can see, it's going to give you better per shot recoil, but not quite as good range. I'm actually going to install this because I frankly think our range is more than enough on this thing. Then we also do have a bipod or no bipod, and it's going to give you 10% accuracy when crouch. This is a really nice addition. It's definitely one of those features that makes this stand out a little bit more than another gun. And then we do have some of the different trims or kind of color customization options for the gun. So as you can see right here, we do have the clean, just default version. Then you do have an army version, which actually looks really nice. A desert trim, a forest trim, which is kind of the army version, except taking a woodland camo and putting it on there. Then we do have a navy trim, which I was using in the little intro there. A rusty version. So this is actually going to be one that you'll probably find in the wild much more often. So this gun is going to be integrated into the leveled list. And when you find this on some lower level enemies or in some like crates or boxes, it'll probably have a rusty trim on it, which is going to, as you can see, minus 50% damage and minus 50% range. I really like that addition. He uses that in some of his other mods as well. So I guess for this one, we could do a little bit of an army trim for this kind of sniper here. And then we, of course, do have the ammo. So this is going to be a few different options. You have JSP rounds, FMJ rounds, JHP rounds, and AP rounds. They all have different trade-offs, so the AP are obviously going to be more armor piercing but less damage. The JHP is just going to be the most damage you could get out of any of these. FMJ is more damage and not as much armor penetration, but some armor penetration, and JSP is just going to be your standard rounds there. So I'll go with JHP or JSP. JHP is the ones I'm going to be using. And yeah, as you can see, tons of customizability with this gun. That's, again, one thing that's kind of a staple for this model out there. As you can see, I just made a kind of sniper out of this thing, which I probably should have done that on the 50 cal version. But regardless, let me customize all these and we'll go get and see, you know, what kind of options you do have here and what they actually look like when fully customized. So now I do have all the customized weapons in my kind of inventory now. So I first made this one, which is going to be kind of a CQC version of the gun. As you can see, I'm using that folding stock, and it's just using the short barrel and everything like that. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy there. So we can reload that one real quick. And then we do have, next up, we have this one. I guess it's going to be a medium range one. It is fully automatic as well, and we do have the silencer on it, which looking pretty cool, as well as using that see-through sights framework there. And I don't know, this is more of a medium range one. This is going to be the, what is that noise? This is going to be like the sniper one. This is going to be the Beowulf. And this is going to be using the 50 cal round, which should pack a seriously powerful punch, as you can see. And we do got some decent recoil on that, although, oh, I get better accuracy when crouched, don't I? As you can see, I think that was my first shot in that guy. And can I kill him? There you go. And yeah, so as you can see, this one's quite a bit of fun to use. I'm definitely enjoying it. And then last but not least, we do have this one, which is kind of just an LMG. which I don't have much ammo for, so I have to be a little bit careful when firing that, as well as I do have some Minutemen, which are probably going to insta-die to help me out. So let's turn on these guys. Are you not paying attention? Because they're paying attention. Are these guys not going to help me? I guess not. Regardless, we can just start sniping these enemies that are coming or approaching me. And as you can see, we do quite a bit of damage here. If I could actually land headshots, which maybe I can. See-through sights is so much fun to use, actually sniping with this thing. And this, oh god, wait, this guy's getting pretty close. So now let's switch over to the LMG here and just start laying down fire. That is a pretty loud gun, but definitely going to be doing quite a bit of good damage. The Minutemen aren't helping. They all ran away. Oh no, that's definitely not what you want to happen there. So we can just start laying down fire against these guys. And I am actually using that bayonet, or the bipod, so I should probably be a bit closer. But as you can see, we could kill quite a few of them just right off the bat. Like oh, what the hell? That's actually scared me. So we also do have this kind of CQC one, which is going to be quite a bit of fun to use. As you can see, we just blow his head off right there. Is that one of the Minutemen? Screw you. Yeah, what are you guys doing? Why did you all come out here? Oh wow, that actually hurt. Ah! He has a flamer, so let's switch back to this one. And I gotta reload really quick. This one I believe is using the medium mag, or no, I think that's using the large mag. So we have decent ammo capacity with it. And let's try and take down as many of these guys as possible. And we'll use our silenced one now as well. As you can see, this gun, it's not overpowered by any means. I mean, these aren't the toughest enemies in the world. They are the toughest trappers you could get, but they're not super tough by any means, and we could definitely take them down with relative ease, as long as we're not dumb about it. So, where am I getting shot from? Is this all of them? Did we, like, actually kill that many? I'm pretty sure the sniper just, like, destroyed 80% of these guys. Oh, no, there's a bunch over there. So let's go hide behind this little snowbank here and see if we can't get some better shots off right here. So let's see what we could do with VATS with this thing. And I'm sure we could blow his head off right now. Oh no, we're actually gonna go for a body shot there. That's okay too, though. And as you can see, this thing is this sniper version, the Beowulf version here, is actually quite a bit of fun to use. Although I bet it's better to be used. Oh, that's the wrong gun. Oh, do I have to reload or am I out of ammo? No, I'm out of ammo with this one. So let's switch back to the Beowulf version here, which is, again, a lot of fun to use. I'm definitely enjoying this one. All of these guns, though, it just shows you how crazy it is. Look at just the customizability options here. There really is just so many different options as to how you can make this gun, you know, kind of just be your own, which is, it's nice to see that. Some people, or one of the few mod authors out there, I feel like, actually taking full advantage. Oh, I'm out of ammo on this one, too. So it looks like we're reduced to only 2 weapons here, and I think that's about all the enemies though, so we shouldn't be in too bad of shape. But yeah, I think that's about everyone. But yeah, one of the few mod authors out there taking advantage of the weapon customization system in Fallout 4. So a big shout out to Skibida for this mod. Definitely a good one to add to the collection. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.